Hi, I am Saint Virgil the Doubtful, and this is the Book of Mormon, the poorly animated edition. I wanted to reread the Book of Mormon for a number of reasons, most importantly because I love theology and religion, and as one of my theology professors once said, the Latter-day Saints is one of the few religions that has its footnotes. In other words, we have a lot of information about the 1820s, the 18th and 19th centuries, full of books and newspapers. We have interviews with people around Joseph Smith, who wrote the Book of Mormon. We have immediate commentary on the Book of Mormon from both complementary and opposing sources. So there's a lot of information about it. Finally, it's conveniently in English, and that means I don't have to do a lot of work trying to figure out what it said in the original language. But I also found that when I've read the Book of Mormon in the past, it was very difficult to get through. The King James Version of the Bible, for example, is easy to read in a lot of places. And while you get bored in the begats sections, for example, there are other parts that are really beautiful, and you can understand what's going on even though it's in Jacobean English. When I read the Book of Mormon, it's very hard to understand sometimes because it's so convoluted and repetitive. And it's full of weird language quirks that are not typical Jacobean English. So I found if I read it out loud, I couldn't skip parts. And if I animated it, or even as poorly as I did, originally I took notes, and then later I was drawing little pictures, because that's what I do. But by animating it, I have the tools to help me remember who some of these people are. Just as an example, I've read the first book of Nephi, and before recording this intro, and it introduces characters, and it talks about their kids, and then it never mentions their kids again for chapter, until suddenly there they are again. So you forget they even exist. So when you're picturing them camping in the wilderness and you think there's 8 people, there might be as many as 40 people. There are at least 14 adults, and there are, 40 kids, 30 kids. How many kids can 14 adults have? My father's side had 5 children, and there are 20 kids in the next generation. And my mother's side had 2 kids, and there were 9 kids in the next generation. So who knows? So anyway, I put it all together. I've got this little awful video for you to watch, something to entertain you, hopefully, while you listen to my dulcet tones reading this book. And hopefully it will be at least entertaining as we move forward. So please enjoy the animated Book of Mormon.